significant that they chose to do a lot of the recording and to develop this project in Woodstock, New York, a place that's synonymous with freedom and with people prepared to challenge and to question authority. And it would be remiss of me on behalf of Amnesty International at this stage not to thank the very many people who contributed to this project, to Larry, to Bob, to Levon Helm, to all the Woodstock crew, and just to remind people that if you want to get involved with Amnesty, if you want to help, there's always a role and there was always something for you to do. So thank you to all of those who made this such a great project.
I was so full of carrying this peaceful spirit and this wonderful spirit that Levon has, you know, nearly Buddha-like, like the Dalai Lama or Muddy Waters or whatnot. It's very strong, it's a great aura, it's a great spirit, and use that as the home for the 50 years event for Amnesty. And we're not there yet with the event, but we recorded the song there in Levon's barn. Levon is another word for freedom. It's interesting. Yeah, I could agree on that, because Levon is a free spirit, always been. A band leader, not because he wanted to be the band leader, but because he's leading people with his spirit, with his free spirit. I talked to Anna Lee, the famous Anna Lee from the song The Weight. She told me the story that Levon, even as a little boy, took care of the kids from the neighborhood, and so he's a spiritual leader, but also a spiritual mind. He was a role model for a lot of people, and when a lot of show business bullshit went down, he was always against it. You know, like for instance, when the very last minute, for commercial reasons, when they shot the last waltz, when they wanted to cut out Muddy Waters, Levon stepped into his car like literally half an hour before the show and left. He says, I come back when I know that Muddy is in it. So there's a bit of a peaceful revolutionary in him. In every way, he won't take shit from nobody. And so yeah, Levon is freedom. And he did show it to us all, you know, free mind, and it's very attractive.
Levon is, and this phrase has been used about him by many people many times, an American treasure, a true American treasure. There's no getting around it, you know. He symbolizes for so many people everything that's intriguing and beautiful and wonderful about being an American, you know. And the way I've always summed it up is, musically, he's more than anyone else I've ever worked with is the guy that can do any form of American music: blues, gospel, rock and roll, bluegrass, country, New Orleans. Anything that you can call real American music, he does with complete authority, and as if he's lived it all, you know, and he has. You know, it's not no pretension at all, and he's a great guy. You know, we've known each other for years, and always had a really good musical relationship.
And it was all there. It was all there. As I told Levon afterwards, this is what we're fighting for. This is what people all over the world are fighting for. And if we can somehow capture that in a song, capture that in a concert, capture that in music, I think millions more people will become involved and join us in that fight. And that's the object of this. It's not something to celebrate Amnesty International. It's not about celebrating the past 50 years.
And the studio, he built it originally in 1968, and it's burned down a couple of times, and he rebuilt it better each time. And now it's, and for the past 7 or 8 years, we've been weekly doing the Midnight Ramble on Saturday night, which, you know, the band, we all perform there, and people come from all over to the barn, and it's a very intimate setting, and acoustically it's just magical, and it you know, it just goes hand in hand with Levon's personality, and it's like he's inviting you into his living, and light a fire, sit down and listen to some music. You know? And it's like everybody's in it together. And it's a great place to be, but it's a really great functioning recording studio. And Levon, to me, was the heart and soul of that. He was from Arkansas. He's from the Delta. He's from where all this stuff was born. You know? And he's turned out to be a great friend. So.
Levon is one of my favorite people in the fucking world. Yeah, you know, they're wonderful. And it's very nice. It's like an alternative We Are the World, isn't it? Without such naff people.
Totally different.
I mean, the thing about those people in those things is that half of them, you never hear of them again. Exactly. They're gone, you know. Daryl Hall and, you know, who are they? Exactly. But Levon and Kristofferson will be there forever. Yes. That's the Amnesty mission. It's all about that. Forgiveness, mercy, justice, truth, blah, blah. And I don't really mean blah, blah. I mean, those things are very important to all of us. And important to Levon and important to Kristofferson.
Levon is just another word for freedom. He is one of the outstanding musicians I've ever met. Because of his personality, because of the things he has done in his life, because of the song he has written. And so we asked him whether he would be interested to support this project. And I was really skeptical, because this guy even didn't went to the Grammy Award event, because he was not interested to get his Grammy the night. And so I was really skeptical whether he would be motivated to step into these kind of projects. But he was.
It's homegrown, it's honest, it's about freedom, it's about what this country stands for, you know, was built on. It makes perfect sense. It's, you know, I mentioned the artistic integrity of the people we wanted involved in that, and that's all he's ever known is artistic integrity. And it's perfectly fitting, I think.
And then Levon, he's been on our very first album with the Song Dogs. They came to, back then that was 2001, I think, and he came all the way here from Woodstock, driving down with his friend, because he doesn't like flying. And ever since we collaborated on several occasions, mostly of the Song Dogs. But it's always, you know, you don't meet many people like him who achieved so much and then are so legendary and such nice and warm people.
I played with Levon the first Song Dog record we did. He drove from Woodstock to Lafayette, Louisiana, because he doesn't like to fly. And he drove his car down, and we played a song. I forget the name of this song, but it was a really slow song. And I know all about Levon. When I was a kid, I bought the band's music and stuff, and Levon's always been somebody I idolized, you know, his voice and just his feel, the way the music goes through him. So when I played with him, it was really a joy. And we played this really slow and moving track. And I come from a real energetic approach to music and stuff, so I had to really get all of that out and go to where Levon was coming from. And so it was kind of like a spiritual movement. When the first track I played with him back in 2001 or something, it was great just to be able to try to get into his head and to feel the music the way he feels. And so yeah, this is like the second or third time I played with Levon, but each time I play with him, it's like going to school. You know, you just have to get rid of all the extra energy and just let the song be the priority. And you know, you live it. he's into the lyrics, he's into the groove, and he's into like the where the song's gotta go. I love that about him. Yeah, he's a real musician. I try to approach it with no ego at all, and just try to sit down and just and see if I can get my spirit to get it to where his is. Because he's playing from a whole different place in music. It's not from just like grabbing an instrument and playing. I mean, he plays from a higher level,
We wanted to have a studio like this where those kinds of things could happen. And any kind of a good idea, this is where you don't get cold water poured on it around here. So this is the place to come, this little barn studio that we've got here. It sounds better, and musicians know that they can come to Woodstock and they can write, play, sing, and feel more akin to it than just about any place. So come one, come all, I'll see you in Woodstock.